Every few weeks, a new headline appears. More American warships arrive in the Middle East, more fighter jets are deployed, more military bases go on high alert. And almost every time, people ask the same question. Is the US getting ready for another war with Iran? Some believe the answer is yes. Others say these military moves are meant to prevent a war, not start one. So what's really happening? Let's start with the facts. The United States has maintained a military presence in the Middle East for decades. But whenever tensions with Iran rise, that presence usually grows. Aircraft carriers move into the region. Long-range bombers are deployed. Air defense systems are reinforced. Officially, Washington says these deployments are meant to protect US forces, allies, and international shipping. But critics argue they also create the capability for rapid military action if diplomacy fails. Recent reporting has highlighted US military planning, force deployments, and contingency options alongside continued diplomatic efforts. Now let's look at Iran. Iran has one of the largest missile arsenals in the Middle East. It also supports armed groups across the region. Because of that, any direct conflict wouldn't stay between just two countries. It could quickly spread across the Middle East. That's exactly why military planners on both sides prepare for multiple scenarios. But here's something many people misunderstand. Preparing for war does not automatically mean planning to start one. Every major military develops contingency plans. That's literally its job. In fact, the Pentagon has plans for countless possible conflicts around the world. Most are never used, so why does it sometimes look like war is just around the corner? Because military pressure is also a negotiating tool. Moving carriers, deploying bombers, holding military exercises, all of these actions send a message. Sometimes the goal isn't to attack. It's to convince the other side that attacking would be too costly. And that brings us to the biggest debate. Some analysts believe the United States is steadily increasing pressure to force Iran into making concessions over its nuclear program. Others believe both countries understand that a full-scale war would be devastating, and are trying to avoid crossing that line despite the rhetoric. Recent statements from US officials have emphasized that diplomacy remains the preferred outcome even while military options stay on the table. History supports both views. The US and Iran have spent decades confronting each other through sanctions, proxy conflicts, cyber attacks, and limited military strikes. But despite repeated crises, they've generally stopped short of an all-out war. That's why predicting the future is so difficult. Military buildups can be preparation for combat, or they can be preparation to prevent combat. Only the people making those decisions truly know. So here's the question. If both countries know a full-scale war would be catastrophic, why do they keep pushing each other closer to the edge? Is it calculated deterrence? Or are they simply hoping the other side blinks first? Comment only one word: war, if you think a direct conflict is becoming more likely. Or diplomacy, if you think both sides are using military pressure to avoid a larger war. And here's one more question for the comments. Which side do you think miscalculates first, the US or Iran? Because history has shown that sometimes wars don't begin because someone wanted one. They begin because someone thought the other side would back down.